Okay, here's some ideas on how to find the circumcenter and the radius of this circle. Let me raise this picture up here a little bit. There's the circle. I've labeled the points A, B, and C, matching the coordinates that we have right here. The idea is to find the equations of these perpendicular bisectors of two of the sides of the triangle, and then find the point of intersection of those two equations. So to find, let's say, the equation of this line right here, I'll call it line L sub 1. We need to find its slope and its a point that it passes through. And the point that it passes through, since it's a perpendicular bisector, is the midpoint of segment AB. So segment AB has a slope of -7 because it's 10 minus 3 over 2 minus 3, which is 7 over -1 or -7, which implies that the slope of the perpendicular line L sub 1 is 1/7, the negative reciprocal. The midpoint of AB we get by taking the average of the x coordinates, comma, average of the y coordinates. So the midpoint is the coordinates of this point right here, 5/2, 13/2. So the equation of L sub 1 using point slope is y minus the y coordinate of the point that we know the line passes through equals the slope, 1/7, times the quantity x minus the x coordinate of the point that the line passes through. And you can simplify this to all the way down here. I chose to multiply every term by 14 to clear the equation of fractions. Anyway, that's the equation in close to standard form of line L sub 1. We could find the equation of L sub 2 by finding the equation of the perpendicular bisector of segment BC. You could also do the same for segment AC. So for segment BC, the slope is 1/7, 11 minus 10 over 9 minus 2. That implies that the slope of the perpendicular is -7. So the slope of line L sub 2 is -7. The midpoint is average of the x's. 9 plus 2 is 11, 11/2 over 11 plus 10, 21/2. So there's the midpoint, 11/2, 21/2. And we know that the slope of this line we just calculated as -7. So the equation using point slope is y minus 21/2 equals the slope times the quantity x minus 11/2. Let me lower the screen here. So if I multiply every term of this equation by 2 to clear the equation of fractions and then simplify, I get 7x plus y equals 49. So at this point, we've got two equations and two unknowns right here. You can use the addition elimination method, or you can use the substitution method. So I've used the substitution method. I've got the y by itself equals -7x plus 49. And I'm going to substitute that in for the y in the other equation. And here's where I did it. X minus 7 times y is -7x plus 49 equals -43. Solve for x. Guess what? We get 6, which matches what this graph shows. And y equals 7, because I can put 6 in for this x right here. And -7 times 6 is 40, and -42 plus 49 is 7. Okay, now how do you find the radius? Well, all you have to do is find the distance from 6, 7 to one of the points on the circle, maybe from 6, 7 to 3, 3. So the distance formula would tell you that the distance is the change in x squared would be 6 minus 3 is 3, squared is 9, plus 16, 25, so this radius is 5. Okay, so this is the circumcenter, which means it's the center of the
circle that can be circumscribed around the triangle. Okay, there you go. Hope that helped. If you have any questions, post a comment.